Question.
Answer.
Why is it every time I poop you vlog? Why is it every time that I poop?
Maybe you poop too much. Hi, welcome to my reading corner. Got our coffee, got our books, got our blanket, and my filming area. Let's talk about some books. So on my other channel, I'm not going to re-upload videos to this one because that's just gonna be too much time for me and I don't care. If you care about my beginning August reading challenge video, you can watch that on my other channel. I will link my channel below. I said that I was going to read a stack of about 11 books from July 31st to August 26th, which is completely doable. But it was just my end of summer reading challenge to myself that I would give myself up until 8 a.m. on Monday morning, August 26th, right before my first class of the semester, to read and complete these books. It is August 4th, and I've already finished 3 of them. So this is just my quick little review of the first few books that I've read. One of them, I read 2 books on the 1st, I think. So on the 1st, I read 2 books. I read one, A Visit from the Goon Squad, and I also read Looking for Alaska. Now, A Visit from the Goon Squad, I'll talk about first. It is by Jennifer Egan. It's a bestseller, a National Book Critics Circle Award winning book. It wasn't my favorite. I would probably give it like 2.5 stars. It just wasn't something that I'll probably ever reread. It wasn't a bad read in itself. It was just a lot of very random stories. It's about these different people's lives and how just different places in their lives, how they grew up in rock bands and now saw them later in their adulthood, and then even later in their adult lives. Their paths crossed at some point or another, but I just didn't like the way it was put together. I thought it was kind of jumpy and just didn't make very much sense. It reminded me a lot of the book that I've been trying to read all summer, Looking for Alaska by John Green, on the other hand. 5 stars. Easily 5 stars. I love John Green. John Green is probably now one of my favorite authors. I read Fault in Our Stars was the first book I read by him a couple of weeks ago, and read this one, and I bought Paper Towns yesterday. So I'm so excited to read that. Looking for Alaska. I love this book. It was great. So 5 stars, Looking for Alaska. Another book I read, I don't have it, I just lent it to my grandmother. It's called The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. It's a very depressing book. A lot of the books that I've been reading recently are very depressing, and I didn't care for it too much. I'm glad I read it because it was a little bit different than the more recent books that I've been reading. So it was alright. It was just a heavy, really sad book. I'd probably give it 3 stars. It was just kind of in the middle. About this woman that slowly goes crazy, and then she's in an insane asylum, and she keeps trying to kill herself, and it was just a little much for me. But it was good. I think most people would probably like it. It just wasn't my favorite book. But it was worth finishing. Some books, this one I probably would have been okay not finishing, but I did anyways, just to say I did. Next book, I have not finished, do not want to finish it, don't plan on finishing it. I've been working on this book for about a month now, and it's Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace. I hate this book. Some books I read and I love, and it makes me want to write and be a better writer and be a better storyteller. Some books make me just want to read more. It encourages me to continue reading. This book makes me never want to pick up another book. It makes me not want to write another Facebook status, another story, nothing. I hate this book. I don't know what's going on. I wanted to read it because it was going to be a challenge, because it is a little bit more difficult to read. It's more, you have to focus on it while you read it, which I'm okay with. That's fine. I was ready for the challenge. The more I read it, the more I hated it, the more I just want to throw it away. And I only got to page 311 out of 1,079 or something like that. And I cannot finish this book. This negative 5 stars. I hate it. So many people rave about this book, and they say how funny it is and how wonderful it is. I must be an idiot because I don't think it's funny, and I don't no, I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to stick to my fluffy books and not worry myself anymore about this because I hate it. Book that I am working on right now currently is Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. And this one I'm really loving. It's a pretty lengthy book. It's about 640 pages, but I'm enjoying it. It's about these two cousins who create comic books, and one of them is a magician, and he's a immigrant from Prague into New York around World War II. And it's just I'm really enjoying it. I like the history aspect of it a little bit, as well as just the comic book history that's in it. I'm only on page 91, but I'm hoping to, I really would like to finish it tonight. I know that's a long shot, it's 8:15, but I want to try to anyways. So after I finish that one, I will have a remainder of 5 books still to read before the 26th. I also read a book that I bought at Barnes & Noble. I read it just in a day because it was a very quick read. So I did read Who Could That Be at This Hour, part of the All the Wrong Questions series that Lemony Snicket is working on right now. I just went ahead and read that, so there was just an addition to what I've already set for myself to read. And I believe that is it. That is all I have to say. So thank you for watching, and I will see you when I read a little bit more.